But know that the Lord hath set apart him that is godly for himself. The Lord will hear when I call unto him. Psalms 4 verse 3. In this verse, David makes a profound declaration of the distinction between the godly and the ungodly. He reminds his audience that those who are righteous, those who seek to live in alignment with God's will, are set apart by God for himself. This phrase emphasizes that the godly are not like the rest of the world. They belong to God, marked by his favor and special care. This distinction is not based on human merit, but on God's sovereign choice to sanctify and separate those who walk in his ways. But know that the Lord hath set apart him that is godly for himself. David begins with a firm declaration, urging his listeners to know this truth that the godly are specially chosen and consecrated by God. To be set apart by God is a sacred privilege. It means that God has claimed them as his own, for his purposes and glory. The godly do not live for themselves or for worldly pursuits, but their lives are dedicated to fulfilling the will of the one who has set them apart. This designation is not a matter of outward appearance, but a matter of the heart. Those who seek after God, live in reverence of him, and strive for holiness, are the ones God calls his own. The Lord will hear when I call unto him. This verse also carries with it an assurance for the godly. God hears their prayers. David expresses a deep confidence in God's attentiveness to the calls of his people. Unlike the deceitful and wicked, whose pleas may go unheard, the righteous have the comfort of knowing that their petitions do not fall on deaf ears. God listens to the prayers of those who are set apart for him. When the godly cry out, God answers not because of their own worthiness, but because of his grace and his covenant relationship with them. This promise is a source of deep comfort and assurance for the believer. God is faithful to hear and respond. Conclusion. In this verse, David contrasts the fate of the godly with the deceitful and worldly. While the latter may seek after vanity and falsehood, the godly are set apart by God, called to live for him and his purposes. The believer's confidence is rooted in the fact that God hears their cries, offering them his loving attention and care. For the believer today, this verse encourages us to live in the knowledge that we belong to God, that he is attentive to our needs, and that our prayers are never in vain. It serves as both a reminder of God's love for his people and an invitation to continue to call upon him in trust and dependence.